Oh no, you can only see the bows. That's the opposite of what I want. I'm Fiera Luna, and I play games on the internet. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by, and if you've been here before, welcome back. Today we're playing Phoenix Wright. Oh, well, just because Val said that, we gotta bring him back, don't we? Okay, we did it. Tonight we're playing Phoenix Wright. Oh! Alright, welcome in everybody. Hi Val, hi Catoid, hello everyone. We might even finish Phoenix Wright tonight. Won't we do that? We might do it. Good, no more Valbos. Ah, yes, and then I put them back on and got, come on, you're here. It's okay, we're gonna save Maya from murder. Again. I done been burned. Aww. Okay, tell us the funniest thing. Welcome in, John. Here, we will take the bows off. They're in the way of the bonk. Oh, no. Wait. Now. Chat. You'll have to bear with me just a second. I have to resize this now. Because it hates me and wants me to be sad. There is a perfect size for this object. Ooh, there it is. Okay, I fixed it. I don't know what Cool Kid sounds like. But I believe that someone playing Roblox would take any high-pitched voice as Cool Kid. Puppers! We love some puppers. What a good pupper. I saw a dog today. Her name is Beatrice. And she's a dog. She snuffles real good. She had to have snuffler surgery because she snuffled too good and could not snuffle good enough to breathe though. But she's so cute. Ooh, you should see her snuffling away. I love her. Oh yeah, here we were. Chat, this is gonna get bonkers. This case gets bonkers. I remembered how this case goes. Now, when last we left off, we were talking to Iris, and Iris was like, oh, and Mystic Maya tried to stab her, and Mystic Elise tried to kill Mystic Maya, and we were like, Mystic Maya's her daughter. What are you talking about? And Iris was like, no, really? And then there was actually a knife, and we were like, excuse me? And that's what happened. Okay. Mystic Maya stumbled briefly after being hit over the head with the staff. But then she dodged Mystic Elise's next attack and stole her weapon. Suddenly, Mystic Elise was on the defensive with her back to the stone lantern. That's when Mystic Maya stabbed Mystic Elise. Mystic Elise managed to fling the knife away, but then she collapsed. What do we got? Wait. Okay, we've obviously got my attorney's badge. We know that. What else have I got? Nope. Gravy. No. Oh! Okay. Hang on. If she stabbed her in the front, like this suggests. No, she didn't. Because stabbed her in the back. I object! Something about you just isn't right today, Iris. Oh my goodness. Chad, I made spicy food for me. It's red shakshuka and I really like it. But I made it for me and I put too many spice in it. Which is fine for me, but a little less fine for saying words. Oh, it's real good. The recipe is cooked based on vibes though, so, actually, you know what, chat? It's really easy. To make red shakshuka the way I do, which is by cutting out like 90% of the ingredients. You take a pan. Doesn't have to be a deep pan, but it does have to have like high-ish walls. Technically you can do this in a cast iron or frying pan, but you have to be careful. I usually use like a saucepan or one of those big, you know those big frying pans that have the high walls that are like for saucier type dealies? You know what I mean. Right? Right. Surely you must. Yeah. You need a cover. For whatever pan you use, you need a cover. Because you're going to cook eggs in it and you can't flip them. So you'll need a cover. You put oil in the pan. You heat the oil. You put spices in the pan. The spices are lots of cumin. Various red spices. In my case, that's chili powder, paprika, cayenne pepper, some other red chili pepper. That's just because I have multiple types of chili pepper. And salt, and if you have it, a little bit of MSG. And then you put those in the oil, and then you make them become mixed in with the oil, and then you make them become hot, but not burn them. If you think you're going to burn them, you can add them to tomatoes later. You can just go straight to the tomatoes. And then once the spices are kind of hot, and you can smell them, you'll know, because you'll be able to smell them. You put the tomatoes in. Once the tomatoes are in, you make sure you mix the spices real good into them. You put a few drops of lime juice. Depending on the size of the food that you're making, you put a few drops of lime juice. And then after that, you get it up to sort of simmering. And then you make little nests. And then you put the eggs in. And then you put the cover on, and it's done when the egg whites are done. If your tomatoes don't thicken good, or you want your tomatoes to thicken up real good, you can put a little bit of tomato starch into it, and potato starch into it, and it works good. You only need like a spoonful though. You do not need very much. And that is the simplest, babyest red shakshuka I know how to make. And then you serve it with bread. Val, you're going to love the Magnus Protocol. I've already heard the episode because I'm special in magic. Neighbors couldn't take care of the pup, so I adopted her. Oh, cute. You're going to love the episode. It's great. What was I doing? Oh, yeah, right. Phoenix Wright. Someday we'll finish this game, guys. Someday. Something about you just isn't right today, Iris. Huh? It's called transference. Or transferal? One of those. Until now, I didn't think you were the type to make such a careless mistake. However, the testimony you just gave contains quite a few contradictions. What do you mean? What's so wrong about my testimony? According to you, Maya Fey stabbed the victim, who had her back to the stone lantern, correct? Yes, that's right. But in that case, the victim would have been stabbed in the stomach, right?
Yes, I think so. But according to the autopsy report, the cause of death was due to blood loss from a stab wound in her back. This proves the victim was stabbed from behind, not from the front. Sister Iris, it appears another seed of doubt has sprouted from your testimony.
Ah!
What? What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright? It's simple. People are like books. We've all got a front and a back. You get my drift? Is that all you have to say? I can also say that darkness loves to play with the human mind. Could you please knock it off with the cheesy proverbs and illogical metaphors already? The point is, too much of this testimony just doesn't make sense. Throwing away a useful staff, the people fighting being mother and daughter, and now she falsely claims the victim was stabbed in the stomach. There certainly are some inconsistencies. Well, Iris, how about it?
Well, it's just...
If you ask me, you're just being too naive about the whole thing. What do you mean? There are 253 distinct types of bitterness in coffee. But to pick out each one requires total concentration and the use of all the senses. Were you really concentrating on what this witness actually said? Prosecutor Godot, explain yourself! The witness was quite unambiguous in about her own ambiguities when she said that the garden was dark and she couldn't see clearly.
Oh, ho, ho, let's go. I cannot get over how fast just last night you were just like, you'd be invisible. Like, hello? Well, I mean, I was trying to think of a cool superpower that Val's would have. And I know exactly what Val would have. And it would be because you spend... It fits, don't get me wrong. But like, yeah. Listen. Listen, I know you. I don't know if you know this, but I know you. I don't want to be known. Too bad. Get known. That's what happens when you're here for 2 years. Telling Dad. Wait. Yeah, that's right. If it makes you feel better, Sparrow's power is also being invisible and unnoticed. Like, that's her whole shtick. It's what she does when she has powers. She just has, like, a somebody else's problem field around her at all times.
A human needs one thing to see clearly, and that is light. Light? By the way, did you know? The Inner Temple has a rule that on nights where an acolyte is there training, the stone lantern in the garden is to always be lit.
I did wonder what that stone lantern was for. It would make sense to have the stone lantern always be lit, because then not only can you make sure that there's somebody over there watching over whoever's training in the inner temple, but you can also put out the light to call for help if you need to. That makes sense as a very old safety mechanism.
Well, if that's true, shouldn't the witness have been able to see the crime more clearly? Normally, yes, Your Honor. But according to the head nun, Sister Bikini, on the night of the crime, it was impossible to light that stone lantern.
Impossible?
It hadn't been used in a long time, and the wick was no good. In other words, it had to be nearly pitch black in the garden that night. There could have been a faint light coming from the training hall, but that's all. Most enlightening! Yes, that illuminating fact has chased all the contradictions away.
Chat, earlier I was playing Boxcard with a friend and I managed to summon Telemon. 8,000 immune to targeting. Ooh. With the ability to directly attack life points. Oh, that's bonkers. In back-to-back games, he costs 8 studs of every color and colorless. Wow, no wonder. He's bonkers. That's big for a Yu-Gi-Oh! And I have seen some chonky Yu-Gi-Ohs. Just trust me on this one. I've seen some crazy Yu-Gi-Ohs. Actually, if you summon something like that in Yu-Gi-Oh, your opponent would be dead. 8,000 is the number of life points you have. You just die. This is why they should buff Shedlesky and Forsaken. Oh, I see. Very well. Fun fact, Telemon and Shedlesky are kind of like the same guy. Ooh.
If the staff was dropped, it would be difficult to see. It also explains why they didn't recognize each other. We can't see the demons that lurk in the night. That's why humans are weak.
Godot! Chat, Godot! Godot's out here pretending it's Helsing today. But truly, the vampire is weak, though. Nerd. You said his name correctly. Gold star. Man, pack it up. This is not Helsing. Yeah. He thinks it is. I love Helsing a lot, chat. It's great. Only 10 episodes long. Quite gory, though, so be careful. It is about vampires. But it's my favorite. Good luck!
Isn't that right, Trite?
No!
Order! 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 Here, Your Honor. Let me present the stone lantern into evidence. Maybe it will rekindle the flame of truth in your mind.
A lot of blood on that lantern. Oh yeah, right, Maya's name's wrote there. Why is the judge just sitting there with that look on his face?
What's wrong, Your Honor? Was the flame too hot? This lantern! There's something written on it! Why? It's written in blood!
Oh boy! So the judge didn't know about that yet.
Written in blood? It says Maya upside down. What the?
Oh yes, that's right. After being quartered and then stabbed by Mystic Maya, Mystic Elise didn't fall down right away. She must have been writing that on the stone lantern behind her, with the blood that was draining out of her body.
It certainly looks that way. Hang on. Hang on just a minute. What are you all talking about? What do you mean, what are we talking about?
We're talking about the message written in blood.
Humph! Nonsense. This lantern is as clean as a whistle. Could it be? He can't see the bloody writing at all. Now that I think of it, he did say something to me yesterday. My eyesight is pretty messed up. Even with these huge goggles on my head, I still can't see everything. So that's what he meant by that. In any case, this is obviously an important clue. We now know that the crime scene was dark, and that the victim scrawled this message on the stone lantern. Well, Mr. Godot, anything further? Mr. Godot? Okay then. Let's move on. Godot is literally shaking, and somehow I don't think it's from caffeine overdose. I believe it has now been established that Ms. Denim was killed by Maya Fey. That's just wrong. Now it's time to turn our attention to you.
Yes, sir.
After the victim died, you did something, didn't you? Let's hear it. We're all ears.
After Mystic Elise died, I called out to Mystic Maya. I thought it was my duty to protect the future master of the Korean tradition. So I removed the body from the inner temple by myself. I dragged it behind me all the way across Dusky Bridge. And then I used the snowmobile to carry it back to Hazakura Temple and... I used the Shichishido to alter the way the wound looked.
No way you dragged that across the bridge. The bridge was on fire.
Chat, the bridge was on fire. Yeet, that was awesome. Thanks. Hi, Princess Elise. Welcome in. We love an objection around here.
So you moved the body?
Yes. I was raised at Hazakura Temple. I owe a great deal of thanks to the Fae clan. But even so, I never imagined that Elise Denim was actually Misty Fae. I've committed a terrible sin.
A terrible trick of fate. I believe you're looking for Twist of Fate, Your Honor.
No, Trick of Fate is also acceptable. I intend to return to the inner temple after taking care of the body, but...
You were spotted by the head nun, correct?
Give me the body, the bridge is on fire. Does that mean you watched too much Total Drama Island and saw Sam in the flesh? Oh no! I do love Total Drama. I haven't watched it in a long, long time. But I did love it. It was fun to have on. It was one of those ones that was in the block of, like, not quite late night. But not quite not late night. Currently, I'm being forced to watch, The Power of Two, but forced to watch is a strong word for that, because it's actually kind of fun. We can all blame me for that. Yes, we can, Val. But it is fun. It's like... They have so... Okay, so chat, story time. I need to tell you all a thing. In the early to mid 2000s... Not my cheesecake, oh no, cake and steak. In the early to mid 2000s... the humor was gross shock humor. That's what people liked to do. They liked to have at least several jokes that were those things that I said. And I didn't like that, but I endured it because sometimes other parts of the thing were funny, and also because we didn't have streaming services, so we were just stuck with whatever was on. And that was sad. But these days, because we have streaming services, so we can watch stuff whenever we please at whatever time o'clock we want, I don't have to put up with that. And what I'm saying is, Teapot's doing great. So far. It has had, like, one joke that I was like, gross? But they didn't even get that far. They didn't even get to the part where it would have been a gross joke. They skipped that and destroyed the restaurant. So it was fine. Oh, slapstick humor is always changing. But that's because what you're allowed to slap a stick on is different. Oh, Rocky's fine. I don't mind Rocky because firing projectile acids... Nah, you're fine. Firing projectile acids is different than throwing up. And I know it doesn't seem like that. But just trust me, when in my mind, I don't equate the two things. So I'm just like, oh, what a little guy. Good work. Good work, buddy. This is the only way you know how to communicate. See, I like... here's the thing. I like older slapstick humor from about when Warner Brothers was just getting into the swing of things, because they were really good at it. Rocky's trying his best. Bit of a racket. I love the little guy. Him and Grassy are trying their best. Here I am talking about this. If Grassy doesn't win Teapot, I'll riot. Hey, the people will decide. I believe you when you say he deserves it. Grassy is a good little guy. Yes, and that's why I couldn't go back.
Well, your story makes sense, I suppose. Mr. Wright, go ahead with your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Okay. Yeah, I know that. Okay.
There's no way you did that thing you said. It's pretty amazing you could make it all the way across. That's a rickety old bridge. It looks worse than it is. It's surprisingly sturdy despite its age.
That's like they said. Idiots are too stupid to catch even a simple cold.
Oh yeah! This is a common saying in Japan. A fool never catches a cold. I'm not sure how to explain what the joke is there. But I promise that that's a thing. But there's one other thing that bothers me. Why not just throw the body into the Eagle River? It would have been much easier than dragging it all the way to Hazakura Temple. I thought that it would still cast too much suspicion on Mystic Maya. That's why I tried to take the body as far away as possible.
Ah! Makes perfect sense to me. For the time being. Anyway, what did you do after you crossed the bridge?
Then I used the snowmobile to carry it back to Hazakura Temple, did ya?
I don't remember seeing any blood there. The snowmobile? I knew that would show up sooner or later.
Yes, I had the key. I used the snowmobile to travel from Hazakura Temple to Dusky Bridge.
This is the part that was in question the other day.
Should I ask for more details? Always ask for more details!
If you really did move her body by snowmobile, then there should be tracks left in the snow, right? Well, yes, naturally you would expect tracks. This picture was presented at yesterday's trial. Are these the tracks from that ride?
I think so. What's today? Wednesday? Oh yeah, I'm playing Phoenix Wright. It's Wednesday. Have fun! Remember, training a dog is always a never. They do not understand anything in between. That is my best advice for dog training. It's Wednesday, right? Because I'm playing Phoenix Wright? That's how that works? Yeah, I got time. We could put... I'll slowly catch up on Teapot until I am caught up to the modern one. And then I can go vote. And be like, let me keep this one. I'm on episode the amusement park one with all the blocks. I don't know which one that is. 4? Maybe trampoline. Team Death Pact again won with their trampoline. That's 3? What did I do? Oh, the cheesecake one. I remember a cheesecake full of glass. I'm confused. Oh! Yes, I see. When I count which episode I'm on for a series, I count the one I most recently finished. So I'm like, oh, I've made it to episode 3. Not I am about to watch the next episode. That's... I see it. Yeah. I have completed episode 3. Yeah, good work. I know some people do count the other way. Like, where it's like, oh, what episode are you on? And you'll be like, oh yeah, we're on, like, 4. Like this. We're on 4. Because that's the next one. I count the other way because I don't want to accidentally spoil things for some folks in my house who are really picky about spoilers. I'm also really picky about spoilers. Depending on the series. So, like... Never mind. The Red Wedding wasn't a spoiler for me. I've read Game of Thrones. I didn't like it, but I read it. Really funny, by the way, to see that show up. Because you know what's about to happen. And no one else knows what's about to happen if they've only been watching the TV show. And oh boy, is it funny. Like, you know when you've seen the original media? Sweet! Let's go. Next episode should be coming out in September, so as long as we finish up 19 before that, we can watch 20 together. Woo! Oh, that reminds me, we are still having a big sleepover. I just have to get it all together. I think what we will do for a delightful little sleepover, I should have planned it for this weekend because I have potentially not to work Monday. What we will do for sleepover time is I'm going to get all the Concerned Children's Advertisers ads I can, all the PSAs I can find, and we're going to put them on we're going to rate them. We're going to put them on the rating thingy. That means I will have to play them for you. But we're going to rate every single one. And I know it's going to be wild. You're going to see so many PSAs. I grew up with the PSAs. I need to show you the house hippo. The goat of PSAs. We're going to rate them. I don't know if we're going to rate them or if I'm going to do a tier list. I feel like I just want to rate them as we go. Because if I do a tier list, like... If I do a tier list of those PSAs, like, almost all of them are getting top tier. And then, like, the... Because you never know... fitness ones are getting, like, F tier. And that's going to be what happens. I hate the because you never know ones. I'll keep track of the ratings. I believe you.
Are these the tracks from that ride?
Yes, I think they are.
But I can only see one set of tracks here.
I don't see what's so strange about that. Snow was still falling when I left Hazakura Temple.
I see. Snow was still falling, huh?
And then when the murder took place, it had already stopped. That's why there are such fresh-looking tracks. Just have a little notepad on screen with a little vowel next to it. Yes!
How about it, Mr. Wright? What do you think about this testimony?
It's very important.
When the murder took place, the snow had already stopped? That doesn't make sense if you stack it up against the other evidence.
The weather report!
Your Honor, I'd like that statement Iris just made to be added to the testimony. But does it have something to do with the case? All will be made clear if you allow her statement to be added to the record. Ah, this should be fun. Let's get this snow business cleared up, shall we?
Yes, sir. No, it hadn't. It hadn't. Because the murder, listen. The snow was from there. No, it had not. It had not. We're going to present the weather. Aw, no, what? What? But it hadn't stopped. Okay. Wait a minute. Maybe now I can tell her the bridge is on fire. Cause snow. And then, okay. Lightning struck Dusky Bridge around 10:45. What time was the murder? (10 to 11 p.m.) Okay. Maybe I can put it here. Maybe this will let me put it. Maybe this will let me tell her it's on fire. You claim that the snow had already stopped when the murder occurred. But I'm sorry, Iris. That just isn't possible. What? This is the weather data from the night of the murder. According to this, the snow didn't stop until 10:50 p.m. But you couldn't have crossed Dusky Bridge at that time. Well, why do you say that? Because 5 minutes before the snow stopped, Dusky Bridge was struck by lightning and had caught on fire. What did you say? The bridge? It was on fire?
You don't mean to say you didn't know about it? Well, it was because of that lightning strike that bridge burned down.
What? But it can't. It can't be.
It looks like you still haven't figured it out. No matter how hard you try to deceive or conceal the truth, you can't pull the wool over the eyes of a real defense attorney.
No!
Order! Order! Order!
The bridge was already on fire when the incident took place. That's right. The inner temple was already totally cut off from the outside world. There's no way she could have crossed the bridge, body or no body.
Witness! Even my patience has its limits. Any further lying and I will find you in contempt of court! Do you have anything to say for yourself? Objection! The only person here that's truly contemptible is you. Old man. Me? How dare you! Whether this witness lied or not doesn't mean squat right now.
Squat?
The important thing now is to find out the truth. Isn't that right? Yes, of course, but whether it was snowing or not snowing, or whether the bridge was burning or not, there are two facts that can't be disputed. First, the body of Elise Denim was discovered in the Hazakura Temple courtyard, and second, the head nun, Sister Bikini, witnessed Iris desecrating Elise Denim's body. He makes a good point on both accounts.
That's right. I'm not lying.
What are you claiming this time?
I wasn't myself at all that night, so my memory is still somewhat hazy. You've stood at that witness stand and testified this entire time. Are you telling us now that your memory of the night is hazy?
It is only human to err. If you're so perfect, Trite, maybe you can explain this to the court.
What is it?
When the murder happened, the bridge had already burnt down. But somehow the body traveled across the bridge and was found in the temple courtyard. Perhaps you have some kind of perfect explanation for this little magic trick?
Ugh. Well, not exactly, no. I know there must be some other way she got across that burnt-out bridge.
But unless I can somehow demonstrate it, we'll never know the truth. It looks like the defense is not prepared to offer a suitable explanation. You see what I mean? In other words, you're in no position to suggest that this lady's testimony isn't the truth.
Ooh, Forsaken did a collab with Die of Death. And Noli, semi-canonically, kind of sees the whole Forsaken thing as a stage show. Oh, we do love a stage show. Cool, your guy is innocent. However, unless you can tell us who actually did it, no, then I guess your guy is guilty. That's how these games work. It's true. Funny story about that. That's also how Japanese law works. Sort of. It's a bit more complicated. But generally speaking, at least in Japan, it is more important to have a guilty verdict, to find a culprit for a case, to solve it quickly, than it is to solve it correctly. The idea of innocent until proven guilty is not a thing. Like, if the cops arrest you, you're a criminal. That's how it works. And I know that sounds wild, but that's one of the things that this game is riffing on. And believe me when I say that this game is kind of riffing on it. It's poking, it's amped it up significantly, but it is riffing on it. That's why these trials are only 3 days long. Because in Japan, it's more important to have a guilty verdict quickly than to solve the case correctly. And the argument, of course, is that a good police officer is going to find the victim, going to find out what's going on quickly, and a good lawyer is going to be able to put them behind bars quickly, and it's one less criminal off the street. Or one more criminal off the street, you know what I mean? But the problem with that is that people make mistakes, and that's bad. Very bad indeed. Fear, am I guilty? Ha! Val. I'm sorry. Guilty of being awesome. Val, I think you carry more guilt than a Catholic schoolboy before confession. But at the same time, you don't deserve all of it. Like, that's... What? What? But you are, in fact, guilty of being too cool. And more organized than me. Val knows what I stream better than I know what I stream. There have been many nights where I'm like, oh boy, excited to play this game. And Val goes, Fier, it's a different game tonight. And I'm like, what day is it? Oh, speaking of what day it is, Festival of the Four Winds is starting soon. It starts on August 5th. It's in Guild Wars 2. I have not got the book from the festival. Don't let me forget, I do not have the Snargle Goldclaw book from the Festival of the Four Winds. Every time, I think I have it, because that was the first festival that came around. Time is an illusion, you're right. Excellent. You are all welcome to come with me on stream to the Festival of the Four Winds. I love the Festival of the Four Winds, it's one of my favorites. If you are very good at combat, there's a single player combat challenge that you can do. You fight against dudes in an arena under specific circumstances. If you don't like doing that, you can help everybody set up to punch more dudes downstairs. You can kill stuff until there's 6 bosses that show up around the arena, and then you kill them. And if you don't like doing that, you can go to the Zephyrite side of the festival instead of Queen's Jubilee. And on the Zephyrite side of the festival, you can have a party. It is party time over there. You go getting pirate treasure. You mostly it's the pirate treasure. You play fun races. There's a skiff you can ride around on there that we're pretty sure was just them testing for like skiff technology and stuff. And the ability to have you stand on a moving airship in the map, which is cool. So you can go on adventures. I love the festival a lot. It's one of my favorite festivals in Guild Wars 2 that isn't Christmas. Winter's Day, I mean. Winter's Day is the best festival because I make so much money. I make so many money from Winter's Day. Do you have any idea how much money I make during Winter's Day? And chat, yes, absolutely. For like the entire duration of Winter's Day, I will be grinding out gift boxes with all of you. I will grind out enough gift boxes to give you presents. We love giving presents away. Stacks of gift boxes for you to open and enjoy. Maybe you will get a cool thing like an infusion. I have all the holiday infusions. I even have the toy shell infusion, which I didn't like, but I was hoping it would be better, but it wasn't. But that's okay. Here we are.
All right then, witness. Let's hear your testimony once more.
How about what, Your Honor?
You've admitted that you moved the victim's body. Nevertheless, your prior testimony contained a rather large inconsistency. Please add an explanation for that to your testimony.
Yes, Your Honor. Will this be your final testimony? Probably not. Other than walking over the bridge, there's no way to move the body. So I must have just gotten confused, I guess. Was the snow still falling or had it stopped? Does it really matter that much? Or are you saying there was a way to cross the burning bridge? I am! Chat, I am saying there's a way to cross the burning bridge. Remember what Larry saw. I want pudding. Me too. Oh, it's too late at night for me to go get pudding. I could have got a pudding mix and made pudding. You want to know what's funny? Want to know what's hilarious to me? So there's this old Food Network show called Chopped. And I'm sure you guys all know what Chopped is, but if you don't, you got 4 chefs, and they compete in quick elimination rounds. They basically cook a meal. First round, they're all there. Second round, they get whittled down. They basically cook an appetizer, 2 entrees, and a dessert. And so the funniest thing that I've ever seen on television is a chef, one of the ingredients, because they have mystery ingredients in the baskets. They have 4 mystery ingredients every round. And one of the mystery ingredients in the dessert round was a box of instant pudding. Now, if you know how to cook regular pudding, instant pudding isn't going to be useful to you if you don't read the box instructions. And most of the chefs there read the box instructions and were like, wow, really? That's it? You just put milk and it's done? Amazing. I don't know what I'm going to do with this instant pudding mix. I guess I'll incorporate it into some other stuff. But one of them really, really didn't. He just looked at it and went, oh, pudding. And then he tried to make it like a regular pudding. You cannot make pudding. Ooh, 800k. Vala's creeping up there. You cannot make pudding. You cannot make instant pudding like a regular pudding, because a regular pudding requires like half an hour of cooking practically, or it requires very special cooking on high heat. So he burnt the heck out of it. And I thought that was very funny, because his commentary on it was basically like, it's instant pudding. How hard can it be? Anybody can cook this. And he did not read the instructions. It was very funny. They did a good job editing that to make him look very stupid. And I liked that. Because it was a reality show, and that's what those are. When you go on a reality show, that's the fate you accept. Is that the editors are going to make you look like a character. Oh yeah, where was I? Right.
So it was just a misunderstanding. I see. This is a photo of Dusky Bridge after it burned down from the lightning blast. It was taken on the morning after the incident.
Can I look at it? Hey! Chat, do you see what I see? Because I see a thing. I see something here that does not belong.
Oh, it certainly was burned to a crisp. And one of the suspension wires is gone. Oh, it's amazing the whole bridge didn't fall.
I see something that doesn't belong.
Clearly, it would be impossible to carry a corpse across the bridge in this condition.
I see something that doesn't belong. Unless I do something to discredit this testimony, that's going to be deemed as the truth. And Maya will be accused of murder again.
Trite. I'm only going to say that one more time. It is only human to err. And only humans can spot the errors of our ways.
The more sense he makes, the less sense he makes. Which Forsaken Ling should I draw? What a dilemma. Builderman. Ah. Okay. Excellent. All this talk of Roblox has all it's done is made my brain go, this is mutiny. Burn from inside out. There's no need for kings, 'cause I'm your captain now. And that's all my brain is doing right now. 200k more points and I can make fair play Blocktails. Oh no, that's true, you can. You get 1,000,000 points, you can play Stabilizing Mechanisms reversed. Ooh, I should see if I can isolate that sound clip and make it a sound one. No, I bow to the laws of my points. I do the things they demand.
All right, Mr. Wright. Please begin your final cross-examination.
This is a true fact. However, I bow to the rules of my points. I did say, as long as it doesn't go against Twitch TOS, well, and Moonbeam and YouTube, as long as it doesn't go against the TOS, and as long as I don't bankrupt myself, I'm not going to be playing like I Am Rich, that game that costs $1,000 and is just a gem that shows up on your screen. But like... Shrug. Other than walking over the bridge, there's no way to move the body. So I must have just gotten confused, I guess. Does matter. I'm putting it here. I am saying there's another way to move the body. Where's Larry's stupid sketch? There it is. Which is actually not half bad. Look at this. Woo! I'm gonna do it. A dead body flying over a burning bridge. I wouldn't exactly rule out the possibility.
What? Ah! You're saying it's possible? Don't make me laugh. The only thing that's possible about your claim is that it's been pulled out of thin air.
I don't know about that. In any case, we have a witness who did see it happen. Preposterous?
Who is it? Who is this witness?
I can't chicken out. I can't chicken out here. I've got to keep on the attack. Go, go, go. Ms. Elise Denim's brilliant and highly gifted apprentice. Larice Denim.
Brilliant.
Highly gifted. Apprentice? Remember what he said in his testimony. That night, he was at the Mountain Shack, Heavenly Hall. And that's when he witnessed the event. I think you've all seen this sketch before. It's an exact drawing of what he witnessed that night. So many dot dot dots. haven't drawn Builderman like ever. I think he's pretty cool. Plus, people who play Builderman tend to be really chill. Like, okay, I have a theory. I found that certain people who tend towards certain kinds of characters act a certain way. Like, if you're playing Shedletsky, I'm going to assume you're really overconfident and chatty. And if you're playing Builderman, you're usually more chill and just sort of like helping out, etc. At least from my experience. No, that's true, though. Certain people gravitate towards certain roles in video games. And that can mean certain characters, that can mean certain, like, play styles, stuff like that. For instance, you will see Huji playing support. And Huji plays a support that is very, it's not that it's complicated, but Huji plays a support that's very, like, swoop in and save the day. Guardian is a very swoop in and save the day support. The way that they work is you press button so that your friends don't die. And you have to press that button exactly when you need to press that button or everyone dies. If you miss it, if you press it too early, you all die because you don't have the protection you need later. And if you press it too late, you all die because you pressed it too late. Oh, we hydrate as chat demands. And a big stretch. Big stretch. Whereas, and that's because that's sort of the person that he is outside the game. Where, like, he's one of those people that if something needs doing or someone needs help, he will jump in and help them. Mint playing a support. Mint playing a support plays a druid. And druid is very is very static, which sounds weird to say, but they are kind of static. They do a whole bunch of burst healing all at once, but more importantly is they spit buffs out all the time. You have infinite buffs. And that's kind of how Min operates too, where he's very, very good at solving problems and giving you advice and making sure your problems stay solved. Infinite buffs all the time. Meanwhile, when I play support, I roll my face on the keyboard and play a necromancer. I throw sand at you until sand happens. And like my whole shtick is that the support is going to be there. It's very general, I guess is what I'm trying to say. The way that I play support is a very generalized play style, where the support is going to be present, I'm going to be there, and I'm going to throw sand at you. But if you're out of place, or you're not feeling it, or you just wanted to complain, I'm probably not the person to help. Because I am absolutely just trying to cheer you up instead. Am I good at anything like that? Val, I think you gravitate towards supports because you want your friends not to die. You're the sort of person who gravitates towards supports because no one else plays supports. And you want your friends to be safe and happy and healthy. I feel like once you get better at something like Guild Wars 2, you'll be able to swap between support and DPS. No, I mean, like, am I good at helping out? Yes, absolutely. Once again, Val knows my stream schedule better than I know my stream schedule. And also, like, you drew me a pair of ribbons in, like, 5-10 minutes. For a joke. You are here every single night bashing bots in the face. Beep, beep, beep. Ceaselessly watching thems. Been to more of my streams than I have been. Also, you're one of those people who listens really good. Like, what I mean is, if somebody else has a problem and they just need to, like, wail about it into the void, but with someone in the void listening to them, Val is your number one person to do that. Val's just like, oh boy. But not in an oh boy popcorn way. In a, oh, I am sad that is happening. And I assumed that if you were IRL, you would just sit there with the box of tissues and be making tea and then have a little teacup and then be like, oh, you are still sad. And then there would be awkward pat pat. Because, like, I also feel like you're someone who doesn't do a lot of physical affection, for various reasons. But also would just be like, oh no, and try to help anyway. It depends on the person. That's fair. I feel like if I was ever sat around Val, I would be granted a blanket, to cuddle in, perhaps a stuffed animal to cuddle with, a box of tissues, and a cup of tea. What kind of tea? Whatever kind of tea they think I'd like best. And then there would be much, and then probably like ice cream or chocolates or candy or whatever seemed like the thing to eat when you are sad. I feel like that's what would happen. Get the whole the works, the breakup works. You know what I mean? Like whenever you see on TV someone's just broke up with her boyfriend and she's like, wah! See, you get it? Usually if someone's upset, I make them peppermint or English breakfast with honey. Yes! These are such good teas. Oh, if you like English breakfast and you like the sort of citrusy bit of Earl Grey tea, but it's not citrusy enough for you, Lady Grey tea is also very good. It's a bit more citrusy and a bit smoother than Earl Grey. Peppermint if they need to solve a problem. English breakfast with honey if they just need to be sad for a bit. Oh, Val's got tea blends for all your problems. Yay. We put red rose if you need a headache. Sorry, red rose tea. Original red rose tea was wild. It was very strong. It was an orange pico, technically. But by golly, it was not any... Oh, boy. Oh, boy. It was a challenge drinking that. Real good, though. And by that, I mean real good in the way green tea soda is, where you drink a drink of it and you're like, oh, that was terrible. And then you drink another drink of it and you go, oh, that was terrible. And then you're like 6 bottles deep of the 12-bottle pack you have, and you're like, wow, how did that happen? I hate this stuff. It's gross. And then you drink another drink of it, and you're like, wow, that was terrible. That's green tea soda. Class 1 anesthetic is what it is. Sorry, that's a Foundation joke. You give it to Skip Foundation people when you need them to forget something. Want to hear something funny? Yes, absolutely.
Are you serious? Today is not April Fool's Day, is it?
Sorry, Judge. You've been outvoted.
Mr. Wright, are you seriously claiming that the victim flew through the air? And you're using this pathetic scribble to support your argument?
Uh-oh. The judge looks like he's about to blow a gasket.
Ah. Well, Trite, there's nowhere for you to hide now. Other than looking like it was drawn by a 6-year-old.
I'm a pretty talented 6-year-old. That's a pretty talented 6-year-old to draw that.
Other than looking like it was drawn by a 6-year-old, does this sketch prove anything?
Yes, I'm pretty sure it does. And I'm going to prove it.
Listen, I know your tricks. You're trying to turn this whole thing upside down. If you're so eager to turn this case upside down, why not start with this sketch?
Upside down?
Why did Godot say that?
'Cause he's helping you, Phoenix! Godot's entire functionality, Godot's whole deal, is that he feels real bad about... Chat, I do not remember this for sure, but I'm pretty sure this is correct. Godot's whole deal is that he feels bad about what happened to Maya, and Mia, and he's trying to protect Maya. He knows Maya didn't commit the murder. I know that he knows this. Because Maya didn't commit the murder. But I don't know why he thinks so strongly that she didn't. Or why he's like this. But never mind. He's helping us right now. Because he screwed up and introduced that monument. And didn't clean the blood off it.
All right, then. Let's hear the defense's theory. What exactly is this sketch trying to show?
I don't think old Whiskerface is going to forgive any more mistakes. All right, Phoenix.
Look carefully and think it over. The sketch drawn by Larice Denim is... Okay, so chat, here's the thing. She was swung under the bridge. I can tell you that because there was a big old rope dangling from under the bridge. Alright, we'll try this. Definitely not the top one. Something is obviously funny about this sketch. I'm no art critic, but even I can see that. No, that's not what I mean, Your Honor. Larice Denim stated it over and over, that this sketch was exactly as he saw it. However, if we're to believe his testimony, then the sketch contradicts reality as we know it. It contradicts reality? Ah, this is getting interesting. Looks like you're back to that finger-pointing thing again. Okay, Trite. So what exactly contradicts reality as we know it? Oh, wait, why do we have a present button? Alright. Oh. Well, the artist responsible for this sketch is a bit of a walking contradiction, so it's difficult to point out where the contradictions end and the truth begins. No. Alright. Blushing only suits women, not the elderly. Phoenix! Phoenix, we're getting out the bows. We're getting out the bows. I put them on anytime there's a sexism in the game. See, this was started by the Professor Layton. I put these on anytime there's a specific, like, oh, only women do X or thing. Your Honor, please, give me one more chance. I'm in a tight spot now. What I really need to do is turn this case upside down. Yeah, I know. Do you know what you're saying this time? Larice Denim stated it over and over, that this sketch was exactly as he saw it. Okay, we're just back here again. Okay, this time I will actually find the thing that contradicts reality. Wait. Hang on. Oh, because the bridge is upside down. The suspension wires are in the wrong place. It's this wire connected to the bridge. The wire? Ah. Is that the thing that contradicts reality? It is indeed. Then show us the reality it supposedly conflicts with. Show us something that will point out how the sketch contradicts reality. Where's a picture of the Dusky Bridge? He just gave us that, didn't he? We can just show him Dusky Bridge. Right? Yeah, we can just show him the bridge. Beep. That's a photo of Dusky Bridge, correct? Yes, now compare the sketch and the photo for a minute. In the sketch, the wires appear to be above the guard... Blah. In the sketch, the wires appear to be above the guard wires. But on the actual Dusky Bridge... Jumpin' Jehoshaphat! The wires are below the guard wires. What? Order! 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 This sketch is somewhat different than what's depicted in the photo. However, isn't it likely that the artist just saw it wrong? Or perhaps he drew it wrong. Either way, it sounds like you're just wrong. With someone like Larice, I admit a mistake is a definite possibility. But then that begs the question, why did he make a mistake? What was the reason? Are you saying you know the answer to that? Listen, think back, all right? Remember that what Larice was doing when he witnessed the event. He was at Heavenly Hall waiting for a lover that was never going to come. He waited and waited, and finally he laid down. But then, lightning shoots from the sky and sets the bridge aflame. Now ponder what sort of position Larry must have been in at the time. He was lying on his back, which is why he remembered the scene the way he did. He was lying on his back? I can't see how it relates. But it does, Your Honor. That's the reason why the wires in this sketch go up instead of down. Ah! Ugh, no way. Larice Denim witnessed the events while he was lying on his back face up. In other words, the scene that he saw was actually upside down. So then, this sketch should actually be... I think you finally get it, Your Honor. The correct way to view Larice Denim's sketch is like this. This is how it should actually look. The victim's body wasn't flying above the bridge, but it was actually swinging below. That's right, just like a pendulum. Ridiculous! I love how Godot is spitting out words while he spits out... Of all the things to say, a pendulum? Oh, Godot is also mad about the Arc 5 summoning method, pendulum summoning, for ruining the game. I see. Pendulum summoning didn't technically ruin the game, but it did make it go in a way that was not really feasible for a long-term thing. And, like, you either pendulum summoned or you didn't. That's how pendulum summoning was. That said, my Hyperion deck can still take a pendulum deck. My Hyperion deck is amazing, and it's all built with the old cards. Boy, howdy, when it works, it works. When it doesn't work, it's tricky. But when it works really good. You get Hyperion going, you get Sanctuary in the Sky out there, you just start destroying things left and right, you don't care. At a certain point with that deck, you are playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And your opponent is trying their best. The bridge was burning to a crisp. There was no way to get across it. But if the body had been found in the inner temple, it would have caused problems. This is where the criminal decided to take a gamble. They used the burning bridge to get the body across to the other side, and a pendulum was the only way to get it done. Let's think about this for a minute, shall we? Dusky Bridge is about 20 yards long, which means it's about that far from the inner temple to the opposite cliff. Yeah, that sounds right. In order to cover that distance with a pendulum, you'd need a rope at least 10 yards long. To get a rope that long, you have to plan ahead. The lightning strike that night can only have been an accident. So it doesn't make sense that the criminal would have prepared a rope beforehand. So then, the criminal... They didn't have to get the rope ready. The rope was already right in front of the criminal. What? I'm saying that it was just a matter of using what was already there. In that case, Mr. Wright, please give us an explanation to support your theory. What makes you think the criminal had the rope on hand to create a pendulum? The bridge photo, the thing that doesn't belong. Here, look, here, look. It's right there. It's the rope that's hanging down over the river here. That's one of the suspension ropes. All you would have to do is cut that, tie it to the body, lift it up a bit, and then swing. It's definitely long enough because it ties to the bridge. Well, the meaning of this is... If you want to know where the rope came from, it's hanging right there in front of your glorious beard. Oh! This is one of the wires from the bridge! When the lightning struck the bridge and set it on fire, one of the suspension wires came loose from its anchor. The criminal didn't have any time to waste, so they tied the wire around Elise Denim's body.
Because there was simply no other way to move the body. He's just gulping away at that coffee. I don't think there's enough coffee in that cup. Val, are you trying to figure out if you're 7 and 7 coded? Oh no. I don't know enough about 7 and 7 to say. But I feel like Catoids Oh My gives this away. I feel like perhaps you might be. I also don't know enough. Fair. Wait, hold on. I know 3 things, maybe 4. About 7 and 7. Cool Kid is his son. Oh, the Oh My was the very fact of that event happening. Got it. Cool Kid is his son, and also a murderer. 11808, 808, however you're supposed to call her. Wife, also murderer. Partner? I don't know. I didn't stop to question the gender of Ice Cream Conehead. Okay. Also murderer, though. Oh! Is a 7 and 7 skin, I see. She's from, like, an alternate universe. Oh! Noli is the murderer. Oh, okay. Noli is also a murderer. Very good. I'm doing my best. I'm like that, like, vaguely out-of-touch grandmother everyone has who wants to be in touch with the children, but doesn't really understand what they're talking about, but is like, oh, I know that one. That's that little Charmander from your video games. And someone goes, this is Dragonite, Grandma. Oh, is he not the same guy? No, Grandma. Oh, well, look at him. He's very round. We know, Grandma. Like, and so on. What does he evolve into? He doesn't, Grandma. Oh. He does now. Might be a Dragonite Mega Evolution coming. Anyway, right. 7 and 7, also very popular ship with Elliot, the pizza guy, because his kid keeps vandalizing Elliot's workplace. So there's an enemies to lovers there. I'm learning. Chat, she's doing it. She's learning. I'm learning. I'm learning the lore. The fandom lore. And come on, I know one more thing. I know the hamburger hat skin because that was the funniest thing. Also, as far as I understand, he's like a very normal kind of guy. Like, he's just a dude. Like, a lot of the people in Forsaken, a lot of the people are just like, they're cultists or they're like messed up weirdos or they're, but like, he's just a very normal dude. An ex-hacker. Oh, neat. I love that for him. That explains the pizza place. Yeah, now he's just kind of a dude. I like that. He's a father and he's trying his best to, like, rebuild relationships, except for the fact that he's, well, you know, forsaken. Oh! Oh, right, everyone in Forsaken is dead, aren't they? One way or another. Yeah, no, I know. I just forgot.
Mr. Godot!
He's still going.
It seems that Mr. Godot is more focused on his coffee than answering my question. It seems that the odds of a rope being readily available were very high, so I suppose that it's not an impossibility after all. Possible or impossible? That's not the question we need to ask. There's only one question. Did that really happen? Trite. I wonder if you can prove what happened to us. Do you have any actual evidence that the body was swung over like a pendulum?
Yeah. Cause there was the round thing. Remember we found that crystal sphere at the end, like by the bridge? This is from Elise's staff. It probably got knocked loose when she got thrown over. Before I present my evidence, let me review what we know so far. According to this photo, one of the wires snapped. Looking at the map, we can see that it's the one in front of the inner temple.
So then, that was the spot where the criminal...
Yes, precisely. Now, let us consider the body movement by looking at the overhead map again. If the body was pushed from this point here, whee! It would drop to the opposite bank at approximately this point.
Did you say drop?
Well, they must have failed to catch the body on the other bank. What? What makes you think something like that happened? Because I have evidence that suggests her body dropped some distance. What kind of evidence? Take a look at this autopsy report. It says here that her body fell about 10 feet after her death.
10 feet, huh?
That's most likely the height difference between the two sides. The body overswung due to the forward momentum, but then came loose and fell about 10 feet. And then, as a result of the landing impact, this crystal sphere was knocked loose. Yes, this blood-stained amethyst crystal. It's the one that came off Miss Elise Denim's staff. And even more importantly is the place where this crystal sphere was found.
Indeed! I believe it's already marked on this overhead map. The crystal was found. Ah!
Precisely, Your Honor. In the very spot where the pendulum would arrive if given the right amount of speed.
This explains your theory quite well, Mr. Wright. You have provided us with a way the body could have been moved that night. An impressive deduction, Mr. Wright. Most impressive. Mr. Wright?
We heard that after his first sentence.
I thought this cold coffee might help cool you down. What's the meaning of this, Mr. Godot? That was a dark and bitter guess that you made, Trite. But you forgot about one thing. Oh, and what would that be? The aroma.
Huh?
A coffee's most reliable accomplice is a deep and profound aroma.
Oh, kind of like a dahlia. The rest of the court doesn't speak coffee-inese. Can you elaborate a bit more?
If the criminal had sent the body to the other side, like you say, then naturally there must have been an accomplice laying in wait to catch it. An accomplice?! The criminal wasn't able to cross Dusky Bridge, so who collected the body?
What do you have to say to that, Trite?
Mr. Godot is correct. This can't be the work of a single person. Well, Mr. Wright, you know what you must do.
Yes, Your Honor. The body couldn't have made it to Hazakura Temple without an accomplice. Chat, I will read that all in just a second. It's not that I'm not excited, it's that this is very exciting.
Very well then, if you please, Mr. Wright. Who was the person that received the body on the Hazakura Temple side?
Oh, it was Iris. Iris took the body. Because Dahlia is the one that put it over there. And I know what you're thinking. Dahlia's dead. Dahlia is possessing Maya Fey. I'm willing to bet. I'm willing to bet dollars to donuts that Dahlia is possessing Maya Fey. That's why Pearl couldn't summon her. She's already summoned somewhere else. Ooh, the plot thickens. Okay. A Hackerman. Okay, so 7 and 7. He's sort of an outcast in the group due to him being well an ex-hacker and all. Doesn't like asking for stuff and also feels like he doesn't deserve it. As we can tell by his request dialogue. Oh, and he doesn't smile when emoting. He just kind of thinking about something else. Oh! He's also, like, afraid all the time. Even more so than the other survivors. Ooh! Because he kind of knows... He seems like he knows what's going on. I'm gonna level with you. I don't play Forsaken, but, like, from what I can tell, he seems like he knows what's going on. Bang! It was Iris. It can only be you, Sister Iris. Huh? But I don't see why you're so surprised. The only way to transport that body from Dusky Bridge is by snowmobile. But with her bad back, Sister Bikini could never pick up a body like that. You're the only one that could have managed it. Why are you apologizing? I'm confused. You did not do anything wrong? I'm very confused. I'm gonna get the apology counter. No, Val's been doing a lot better about not apologizing for about not apologizing for nothing. So much better. No, not the apology counter. Oh, we get out the apology counter if you start appropriating my cultural heritage. I live here in Canada. It's our job to apologize for stuff. Stuff we didn't even do. Technically, we're not apologizing for it. We're just saying sorry.
Trite, were you even listening to the witness's testimony? On the night of the crime, this little cutie pie was on cleanup duty in the Inner Temple Garden after the mother-daughter bloodbath. I haven't forgotten, but have you, Mr. Godot? This witness was also seen at Hazakura Temple, desecrating the corpse of the victim. Strange indeed. It's almost as if, on that night, the defendant was in two different places at the same time. Sister Iris, let me ask you something. Why didn't you mention it when you first gave your testimony? Mention what? The pendulum, of course. Using the sketch drawn by an eyewitness. I have established how the body was moved using the burnt-out bridge, which means it's now a fact that this occurred, something you should have already known. No, I had no idea. I didn't know anything about a pendulum. But the body couldn't have been passed along to the other side without your help, so you should have known about it. In fact, it'd be impossible for you to be clueless about this whole thing. Unless you're not really Iris to begin with. What? How can you say that, Mr. Wright? What kind of nonsense is this? You're saying the witness isn't Iris of the Hazakura Temple? Are you serious, Trite? You mean that this woman is... There's no one besides Iris that could have received the corpse that night. Now I get it. Now I know why I've been sick to my stomach during this trial. Why her whole demeanor changed so suddenly from yesterday. And why she's trying to pin this murder on Maya. The woman that's standing there at the witness stand. Her real name is Dahlia Hawthorne, I bet! Where are you, Dahlia? I never thought I'd have to utter your name again. Let alone see you. It's been a long time. Dahlia Hawthorne. Hawthorne? Sister Iris had a twin sister. And you're looking at her. Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. That name rings some bells. Distant bells, but bells nonetheless. Ah, it's just your imagination, Gramps. This file contains all the relevant data about Dahlia Hawthorne. Oh yes, I remember now. That case, 5 years ago. My name is Dahlia Hawthorne.
I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence. Oh, the honor is all mine!
No, the honor is mine! But, according to this, Dahlia Hawthorne is already dead! It says her execution was carried out last month! So what?
Death has no meaning in this courtroom.
What? Order! Order! Order!
Wait a moment. How can you... My sister, she's already dead. What kind of... You of all people should already understand. After all, the blood of the master of the Kurain channeling technique flows within that body.
The Kurain channeling technique? Now where have I heard that?
That's right. You're not Dahlia Hawthorne herself. You're the spirit of Dahlia, currently inhabiting the body of a spirit medium. What an exciting story. Exciting, but quite impossible. You're asking us to buy that Dahlia Hawthorne just happened to be channeled by someone on the very night of the murder to a temple where her twin sister Iris was. Well, if you're going to put it that way, then yes. We're supposed to believe a coincidence like that just happened? Naturally, it was no coincidence. This whole thing was part of a plan from the very beginning. It's all written right here in these instructions. What's that? These instructions were written by your mother, Morgan Fay. And part of the plan called for Dahlia Hawthorne to be channeled. That night, there were 2 irises at Hazakura Temple.
Two of them.
Even the time of the channeling was planned out. As soon as you hear the lights out bell. In other words, 10 p.m. However, Iris was seen before dinner time.
That means the Iris that was at dinner was the real Iris.
And the Iris who gave me this hood in the main hall was also the real Iris. Meaning that the Iris Sister Bikini saw at the inner temple was someone else dressed as her. Namely, one Dahlia Hawthorne. Ooh, I wish to see. Yes, I would like to see this builder man. Do you even know what you're saying, Trite? This whole channeling the spirit of Dahlia Hawthorne business. Yes, it's true you found plans that talk about it. However, there's one thing that's perfectly clear. The witness currently standing in the witness stand is the real Iris. What? Calm down and remember what you know about the night of the crime. After meeting Sister Bikini, the Dahlia Hawthorne that had been channeled would have been stranded at the inner temple due to the lightning strike. It was later that the body was moved by pendulum. That's right. Naturally, that would mean that the Iris that received the body was the real Iris. Are you with me so far? Yes. After being notified of what happened, the police came to Hazakura Temple's main hall. There they found Iris in her room and arrested her. And ever since, she's been under police supervision at the detention center. Yes, I suppose. I can't deny any of that. Phew, thank goodness. It looks like he's finally convinced. Oh no, that's the blush! That's the blushy blush! That's not Iris's blushy blush, that's still Dahlia! But something still seems way off. I'm not convinced that the Iris here is the same one from the other night. Ah. I suppose you're about to say something really ridiculous. Like the real Iris and the spirit of Dahlia somehow switched places. Thanks, Godot! He is correct.
Switched places? be perfectly honest, there are still quite a few things I don't understand, but I do know that unless we confirm the witness's identity, we can't continue with this trial. Iris doesn't have the spiritual power needed to channel Dahlia, which means they must have switched places somewhere. Well, Mr. Wright, since the time she was arrested at Hazakura Temple, have there been any chances for Iris to switch places with Dahlia Hawthorne?
Yes, the earthquake! Edgeworth! Edgeworth, my beloved! I miss him. Why isn't he prosecuting? But whatever.
Your Honor, I think there might have been one chance. Oh, explain yourself. Yesterday, for a few minutes, Iris's whereabouts were unknown. Unknown? What do you mean? What I mean is, there was a span of time in which Iris was able to move about freely, unsupervised. Well, who was it? Who would give a murder suspect time to move about freely like that? I'm sorry. I know you didn't mean to. It wasn't your fault. The person who gave Iris the chance to freely move about was...
Oh, Edgeworth. I love him. He's beautiful. Oh, it's because he's studying foreign judicial systems instead of working as a prosecutor. I'm so sorry, Edgeworth. I'm so sorry.
This is Mr. Edgeworth, isn't it? Your Honor. There was a fairly large earthquake yesterday, was there not? An earthquake?
An earthquake! Oh my goodness, the Inner Temple! This kind of tremor might...
How could I have? She fled. She escaped.
Oh, Edgeworth. I want to give him a hug. This is the thing with Edgeworth, is I want him and Phoenix to be happy together, but I mostly just want to give Edgeworth, many hugs. And just, like... Do you ever run across a character who's not exactly your comfort character, but you want to, like, hold them like a stuffed toy until they feel better? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah! Like, you're just like, everything bad happens to you, and you're having the worst time. Come here and let me just, like, hush you until it feels less bad. You need one brackets numeral one bracket thing, nice thing to happen to you. Yeah. You get me, chat.
We went to the Inner Temple right away. And it's true, Iris was already there. However, they had already switched places by that point in time. When I arrived at the training hall, I was met by none other than Dahlia Hawthorne.
Oh no.
That's quite enough already, Mr. Wright. Now see here. No judge in his right mind would consider the idea of spirit channeling it.
Be quiet. It's been a long time, Mr. Judge.
That voice! Guess I'll have to ask again. Upon meeting a beautiful lady, always ask for her name and profession. That's one of my rules.
Dahlia Hawthorne. And my current profession? Permanently retired. What a way to say dead! I need to draw Elliot again. I love Elliot. I'm glad. Why is it that I'm drawn to characters associated with the Roblox subspace trip mine? Oh no. Because it's cool. I love Pinterest because what do you mean it keeps trying to put date everything characters in my Helsing board? I don't know how to work a Pinterest. I only hear about it because, like, it steals posts from Tumblr a lot. Which, fair, Reddit does it too, and we all are a little ecosystem. But I don't have an account for it, and I've never used it.
Ha! So you're not going to bother hiding your identity anymore, huh?
Why should I? After all, I'm dead. There's really nothing you can do to punish me.
What is going on here? Dahlia Hawthorne. I never thought we'd meet again. And never thought we'd meet like this.
This is the other problem. When death isn't final, you end up in situations like this, where somebody like Phoenix should have closure because Dahlia Hawthorne's dead, but he never will get it because Dahlia Hawthorne can come back through a spirit medium. Anyone who's sensitive. But this time, I'll end it. For her, and for myself. Oh no! Is this a save point? Amazing. Chat, we are whipping right along. Why, by golly, I think we might actually get out of here tonight. Maybe. Can't be that much more left now that we know that this is Dahlia.
Now then, let's continue where we left off, shall we? Well, witness?
Yes? How can I help you, Mr. Judge?
Well, it seems that we're to learn the truth. We'll need to hear your testimony.
I have no problem with that. But when you've seen what I have, sometimes the truth is better left unknown.
In any case, let's hear your testimony. Tell us about the plan that was carried out that night.
The whole plan began with my death. A stupid plan hatched by Morgan Fay to install her own daughter as the next master. But for it to work, Maya Fay would first have to die. The idea was for me to kill Maya, and then have the blame pinned on Iris. The plan went wrong, but it seems to have succeeded anyway.
So that means you really are... Wait a minute. Did you just say the plan was to kill Maya Fay?
Yes. You have a problem with that?
Don't give us that nonsense. There's no way that... Watch yourself, Trite. If you've got a problem, solve it during cross-examination. That's my rule. Mr. Godot is correct. And by the way, that's my rule as well. To kill Maya. Could it be true?
You are the mom friend, Val. If I had to say. I guess people pin me as 7 and 7 coded because, like, I'm a parental figure to most who's just trying to do their best. Like, I've had several people say I'm mom coded, and I don't know how to feel about this. I think you're the mom friend to, like, people in your age group. But even the mom friend needs a mom friend. You know? Usually it's other mom friends who are just like, my friend group is so silly, and they all, like, talk about them like they're their children. Exactly. We're gonna press every dang thing. The whole plan began with my death.
You were executed last month, correct?
Yes, I was hanged. It wasn't exactly pleasant.
How did you manage to discuss the plan? When did you talk with Morgan Fay?
Last year, she was transferred to the same detention center as me. Since I was on death row and she was my mother, it was actually pretty easy to meet with her.
I see. So that's when you discussed the plan.
Ha! Are you crazy? At first, that woman was planning to kill me as well. Even though I'm her own daughter.
All to make Pearl Fay the master of Khura'in?
She's a cold, twisted woman. She thought she could finally regain her lost honor. The honor she lost when her younger sister, Misty, took her place as the master. Ever since that day, she's been working on this plan.
A plan, huh?
A stupid plan hatched by Morgan Fay to install her own daughter as the next master.
You're talking about Pearl Fay, is that correct?
Yes, though at first she had high hopes for the two of us.
You and your twin sister, Iris.
That's correct. Fortunately, neither of us had much spiritual power. That's why we were abandoned by her, along with our father.
Abandoned?
The only person I ever really cared about in life was myself. My sister was a nuisance, so I convinced my father to leave her at an old temple.
Talia! What? You mean Iris?
Yes, my father remarried a woman who also had a daughter. The less children you have, the more money there is to go around, right? And on top of that, my father had absolutely no interest in children in general.
How horrible.
The real horrible one was that woman. That bitter, vengeful woman. It was her stubbornness that gave birth to that child, Pearl Fay. She was born with an abundance of spiritual power. Unfortunately for her. Morgan Fay heaped all of her broken hopes and dreams on that poor child's back. All because of her pathetic dreams of having her bloodline become the main family. None of this is Pearl's fault. Don't worry. But for it to work, Maya Fey would first have to die.
Maya would have to die? But why?
For our bloodline to succeed as the main family, thus making Pearl the new master, the remaining descendants of the current master had to be taken care of.
But Pearls would never agree to a plan like that. She adores Maya.
How sad. You still don't get it, do you? What Pearl wanted had nothing to do with it. Morgan didn't care one bit about Pearl.
That is a true fact.
The only thing she cared about was the position of the master. That's all.
That's ridiculous. Morgan Fay, in order to regain the title of Master of Khura'in, would 100% have put Pearl in the position of Master of Khura'in, and then either used her until it was no longer necessary, or killed her and taken the spot herself. That's the kind of person Morgan Fay is.
She was willing to sacrifice anything and anyone to achieve her goal. The life of her daughter, and naturally the life of Maya Fey as well.
How could anyone do that?
The idea was for me to kill Maya and then have the blame pinned on Iris.
Yeah, all my homies hate Morgan Fay. It's true. You were going to kill Maya?
Pearl didn't need to know anything about it. All she had to do was follow instructions in the letter and channel me. Then I would have simply used her body and finished the job. In any case, I'm already dead, and there's nothing any of you can do to me.
So the plan was to blame the crime on your younger sister. On Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple.
She and I look absolutely identical. No one can tell us apart. If someone were to witness me killing Maya, naturally they would think that Iris had done it.
And the witness in this case was the head nun, Sister Bikini.
I never would have guessed she was going to return to Hazakura Temple that night. But she wound up seeing Iris's crime anyway.
But why did you want to pin the murder on Iris in the first place? She's your twin sister, isn't she?
Twin sister? Don't make me laugh. She's nothing but a backstabber. I couldn't care less about her.
Backstabber?
You just don't understand. You never will. Anyway. The plan went wrong, but it seems to have succeeded anyway.
You think the plan was a success?
You heard me. Just as that woman had hoped. Maya Fey is dead. Now the title of the master will pass on to Pearl Fey.
That's absurd. Maya's she's just trapped. Trapped inside the sacred cavern.
Really? You're as foolishly optimistic as ever, aren't you? My darling Feeny. Do you want to know the truth? Ever since we met, I've despised you. Your sniveling naivete and your pathetic faith in other people.
I just want to know one thing. What did you personally think of Morgan Fay's plan?
I I told you already, didn't I? It was a stupid plan. It had no point, no value other than fulfilling her own greedy desires. Yes, it was certainly nothing to be proud of. If that's how you feel, why did you help her carry it out? Why would you do it? Why would you kill Maya? You may not understand it, being the kind and gentle soul that you are. You may not be able to appreciate why someone like me would want to help a woman like that. So then tell me, why? Isn't it obvious? I'm not like that woman. I only act in my own self-interest. The reason I helped her was for myself. For my own personal satisfaction. What did you say? So this woman, Dahlia Hawthorne, she had her own reason for wanting Maya dead? You understand why I would kill Maya Fey now? What my goal was? Oh! I think I do. I think I do. If I'm right, then her problem was with Mia. Could it be that your actual goal had nothing to do with Maya Fey herself? As I said, none of you have the power to punish me anymore, because I'm already dead. Well, I had the same problem, you see. You can't punish the dead, and you can't take revenge against them either. But she wanted revenge against Mia Fey, because Mia Fey put her in jail. You wanted to take revenge on someone? I was sentenced to die because of that woman. Mia Fey. I somehow knew this was it. I wanted to send her a message. It was at her hands that I suffered my first humiliation. I wanted her to feel the same pain that she made me feel. Sadly, when I realized revenge was impossible, I gave up. And the reason it was impossible? Was it perhaps because Mia Fey had already died? Yes, and I realized there's only one way to take revenge against the dead. And how did you do that? Even when the body dies, the spirit, the ego, it lives on, forever. Oh, that's horrifying. Chat, that's horrifying. Chat, I don't like the Phoenix Wright world. Side note, His Dark Materials is a great book. I'm saying this apropos of nothing, definitely, 100%. Nothing to do with the spirit lives forever. Nothing to do with that. Nothing to do, nothing at all. Yep. Y'all should read His Dark Materials. The Golden Compass, The Subtle Knife, and The Amber Spyglass. Excellent books. 10 out of 10. Definitely great. If you ever wanted to pick what your fursona would be, that's them. You should do it. Chat, can I please throw a brick at someone? It depends on who it is. Why not? Depends on who it is. I don't usually recommend throwing bricks at people. Humans don't take bricks very well. If you throw a brick at them, they don't like it. It does, it does grievous bodily injury and significant harm. You can't just throw bricks at people, apparently, according to Aquarium's TF. No, we aren't going to throw a brick at you, Val. I wanted to take away that person that Mia Fey loved most. I wanted to kill her with my own hands. That would be the one and only way I could take revenge against Mia Fey. Oh, is to help with that woman's plans. Just for that? For that you would kill Maya? Your goal is no different than that of Morgan Fey. This is mutiny. Burn from inside out. There's no need for kings, 'cause I'm your captain now. I have that song stuck in my head like all the time, and I blame all of you, chat. Fier, would you push me in the lava? Probably not, but I don't think I'd have to. I feel like Val wouldn't be in a position where they could be pushed into the lava. Wait. If we were in Blocktails, who's getting each sword? Ooh, I don't know. I don't know which swords are in Blocktails just yet, and I only know Sword Fight in the Heights. Gonna level with you. I would want the cool ice sword, but Firebrand is also amazing. Oh, yeah, you're right. Ice Dagger heals. I just think it's got a cool design, okay? I think it looks cool. But you are correct that Firebrand is the sword for Fierce. Yeah. It does look cool. I know, right? It looks cool because it's an ice dagger.
As they say, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Ooh, the light sword, Illumina.
What a cruel plan. Cruel, cold, and heartless.
Don't waste your time preaching to the dead. I've already told you. There's not a thing you can do to me. That night, at about 9:30 p.m., I materialized into this world. I quickly pinned my hair up and put on the demon warding hood. Then I picked up the staff that was by my side and left Hazakura Temple. So, it was Elise Denim who channeled her after all. That ridiculous head nun never noticed a thing. She left Maya Fey at the inner temple and wobbled back, clutching her poor old back.
What did you do then?
That kid was easier to handle than I had hoped. I caught up with her in front of the stone lantern, and then I took out the dagger I got from the storeroom and... So then you're saying you stabbed Maya? It's strange, but I don't have a clear memory of what happened after that.
Well, what does that mean? No clear memory.
I don't know. I think I was stabbed.
You were stabbed?
At the last minute. Maya Fey must have stabbed me. I'm sure of it. That's not like her at all. Maya wouldn't stab a french fry with a plastic fork. Ooh, wouldn't stab a french fry with a plastic fork is right up there. Val, I need to remember that line for later. Actually, both of you will understand. I need to remember that line for later because I need someone to say that of Hero Complex's Callahan. The doctor? He wouldn't stab a french fry with a plastic fork. And you're suggesting he stabbed someone? Nonsense. Like, I need that for reasons. He's too peaceful. He's too nonviolent. I'd stab someone. Yeah, we know. Cupid would absolutely stab someone repeatedly. Fix your heart or die, but with a knife. That's like, I wrote that one. I wrote the, you can't take my parents from me, stab, stab, stab. And then, whoop, oh, nope, we don't stab that, we don't cut people. Stabbing the heart's fine, we do not. Fix your heart or get stabbed, you removed by the censors. SMP doesn't like it. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Speaking of removed by the censors, do your very best, chat. I know none of you are probably quite old enough to have a MasterCard or a Visa. But as the narrative begins to shift, do your very best to keep in mind that it's the payment processors that are the problem currently. And not Steam or itch.io. Itch.io? I don't know how to pronounce that out loud. It's not their fault. The payment processors are trying to send people who are complaining about payment processor shenanigans to the platforms by saying, well, they make their own policies. That is technically true. However, that's kind of like saying that you make your own decisions when you are threatened with death. That's not a significant choice. Lots of stab talk here. What did I just enter into? Phoenix Wright! Maya's on trial for murder again. She might be dead. Definitely people have been stabbed. It's great. It's very exciting. We hydrate as chat demands. And then a stretch. Can I be stabbed for enrichment? No. Stretch. Sometimes aquarium staff stabs me for science, but with like a very tiny little needle so that they can extract bits of blood because they need it for science. I don't know what they do with it. But they have a lot of microscopes and other such things. What if it made me into a cool tentacle monster? Ooh. Ooh. If we take tiny bits of my blood and put it into humans, would it make them tentacle monsters? Staff? Staff, I have a plan for Halloween. What do you mean no? Come on, you didn't even hear the plan. What do you mean shouldn't I be doing a body? But you watched my stream. They watched Chad, they watched my stream. I was stabbed once. I don't recommend it. Oh yeah, we'll do arm circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What if we make everybody into octopus? I like octopus being an octopus. It's great. Oh yes, you will notice the bows on my head. Those are the bows that I put on whenever whenever the video game makes misogyny jokes. And I just leave them on until I forgore. Today was blushing only suits women, not old men. That was today's misogyny. Okay. I'm gonna take them off for a little bit. Yeah. Okay, back to Dahlia. Anyway, I suddenly lost consciousness. But before I did, I scrawled her name on the lantern. Just as I was passing out, I wrote Maya behind my back. I had hoped it would cast suspicion on her. I can't believe she was thinking of that until the bitter end. That's where my memory temporarily stops.
It stops?
Yay, no more Val, but just for that, we're putting them back. Val drew these and they're amazing. Everyone should say thank you, Val. They aren't that good. No, they're great. I love them. Look at them. They're bows. And they look like bows. And that's the important thing. No. Don't thank me. I don't deserve it. Yes, you do. I said you do. Therefore, you do. It's the law. The law. I can't do a Sylvester Stallone. I tried. I didn't try at all. Don't at me. Please don't. It's too much attention. Too bad. You will have positive attention. I decree it. I don't have any memory of actually killing Maya Fey with my own 2 hands. My very last memory was Maya's terror-filled eyes. When I woke up after that, I was in a sacred cavern surrounded by darkness.
You were in the sacred cavern?
The long tentacles of the law! Exactly. I'm 4 centimeters tall, so I don't know how long my tentacles could actually be, but I can stretch them pretty good, actually. When I say I'm 4 centimeters tall, I mean I'm 4 centimeters tall more or less, because as an octopus, I can squish myself. Fier, Elliot, or two-time? Elliot, you were just saying you wanted to draw Elliot more. The entrance was sealed with one of those trick locks. Somehow I had been trapped in there.
But how did you wind up in there?
I'd like to know that myself. Anyway, I was worried. I didn't know whether or not Maya Fey was dead. And I swore I wouldn't return to the underworld until I knew I'd killed her myself.
For a ghost, you're one tough cookie.
I wanted to get out of there and make sure she was dead. But I couldn't do it. I couldn't get out. Someone just said smash to my Builderman design? Hello? Oh. Builderman for smash. Which is exactly what that means, and nothing else. Yep.
The trick lock stopped you, huh?
I didn't know how to remove it.
So then you're saying you were actually confined against your will inside the sacred cavern?
Yes. I wanted to get rid of the annoying lock as soon as possible, but it wasn't easy. I kept getting interrupted while I was working on it.
Interrupted?
It was early in the morning, but someone came into the training hall.
What? Who?
Could it have been Maya? I thought the same thing, but I couldn't see.
Why not?
If someone had spotted me, I would have lost my chance to take revenge. So I made sure to hide myself well at the back of the sacred cavern.
That morning, only two people could have gone into the training hall. Maya and Pearls. Pearls went there to cover the hanging scroll with gravy.
Still, I finally managed to remove the lock, but it was too late.
What do you mean by that?
The flies had already started to gather.
The bridge had been fixed and the police had started their investigation, correct?
Naturally, I couldn't go out. So instead, I returned to the cavern and put the lock back on myself. I realized I wouldn't get a chance to see Maya's corpse as I had hoped. But just then, Lady Luck showed up.
Lady Luck?
Well, after that big earthquake, she showed up all by herself.
The real Iris?
She said she'd come to make sure the sacred cavern was all right. Stupid girl. I came out from the sacred cavern and got a feel for the situation. And I locked her away in my place. I had finally learned exactly what had happened. It was then that I learned that the plan had actually succeeded.
What do you mean your plan had succeeded?
I had misunderstood one thing, you see. That night, the one that had summoned me, I'd assumed that it was Pearl Fey.
Well, of course you would have assumed that. It was written in the instructions.
But I was wrong. The person that had actually called my spirit back was Misty Fey, the picture book author.
What?
Well, that's really the only possibility, isn't it? After I lost consciousness in the garden, it was her body that was left lying there. Maya Fey, I wasn't able to kill her with my own hands after all. But even so, I made her commit the most vile sin a human can commit.
Oh, and that is...
Matricide. The sin of killing her own mother.
Dahlia, that's not the worst sin a human can commit, but I get it. I get where you're going with this. There are worse.
Out of the friend categories, what would you say I fall into? Or none at all? You're that encouraging friend. You know, now, to be clear, these categories are very broad and nobody ever fits into them complete. But you're that encouraging friend that's like really excited to like engage with their friends' interests. You know what I mean? Like there's always that one friend who's like, oh, I thought you meant like friend rankings. No, I didn't. I don't know. I don't rank my friends. Yeah, Yeah, you're like that encouraging friend who's always there to be like, wow, like, let me see. I want to see the thing. Or like, to like, if there's a 2-player game, you're the one that even if you don't play the game, your other friends can probably count on you to at least give it a good shot. To at least try. Or like, the one who it's like, oh, I don't want to go see this movie alone. Where even if you were like, Val's a liar. I rank my friends depending on how close I am to them. With 1 being the highest, I'm a tier 5 friend. Lying liar face. My own child. With an E, like Vampire the Masquerade. My own child. Ridiculous. Bestest friend. Tier 5. Nonsense. Val is an S tier friend. Nope, bestest friend. You cannot try to correct me about this. Bestest friend. That is all. Ugh. No way!
Order! Order in the court! What is the meaning of this?
It's true that I was the one who attacked Maya Fey, but even so, the murderer who actually snuffed out Misty Fey's life was none other than your darling little Maya. Ridiculous. That's nonsense. Are you sure about that? Just think about it. There's even evidence supporting these facts, isn't there? What? What do you mean? What is this so-called evidence? The fact that Maya Fey has disappeared is evidence enough, isn't it? Huh? The idea that she's still in the Sacred Cavern is just ridiculous. She wasn't able to escape from the Inner Temple, that much is obvious. In that case, there's only one place she could be.
Where?
Do I have to spell it out? The bottom of the Eagle River, where else? No, there's another place she could be, Dahlia. You're standing inside of her.
Eagle River?
Maya Fey killed her long-lost mother. Can you imagine the guilt she must have felt when she realized that? That's why she threw herself into the Eagle River. Most bodies that wind up in there are lost forever. So, what do you have to say now, Feeny? That's Godot's theme. Is that your ringtone, sir? Sir, is your phone on in court?
Oops. Sorry, that's my phone.
What kind of ringtone is that?
Godot here. Okay. Thanks.
Can you imagine doing that for realsies? Can you imagine picking up your phone in the middle of court? Oh my gosh. I would die. I would instantly implode. The judge would be like, pardon, contempt?
Was it something important? They just finished removing the locks from the Sacred Cavern.
That's great. What about Maya?
There was a woman in that cave. Was it Maya Fey? It was the accused, Sister Iris.
Huh? Don't look so surprised. I locked her in there yesterday. I just got finished telling you that.
So, what about Maya? Where is she? There was no one else found inside the Sacred Cavern. No, it can't be.
I told you, didn't I? She's dead.
No.
No! We're so close. I know we're close. I can feel it in my bones.
It seems that this case has come to an end. A tragic end.
No, it hasn't!
Sadly, it appears that the killer of Elise Denim, also known as Misty Fey, was her own daughter, Maya Fey.
No!
Overcome with guilt for what she had done, Maya Fey jumped to her death in the raging waters of the Eagle River.
It can't be. 'Cause it isn't. It isn't, Phoenix.
Trite. Have you ever heard this one? Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth. No matter how improbable it may seem.
If any of you guys have heard that one before, it's from Sherlock Holmes. I can't believe Sir Arthur Conan Doyle thought he would be more famous for his spiritualism books than this, like, silly little detective thing he was writing to pay the bills. Oh, sir. Sir, you've made mistakes.
What is that supposed to mean, Prosecutor Godot? According to this witness, Maya Fey threw herself into the Eagle River. However, is that really the truth? Remember, this woman testified earlier that the bridge was already on fire when the murder was taking place in the garden, which means if Maya had thrown herself into the river, it must have been from the inner temple side near the bridge.
That's right. That's where she jumped from. That's not possible because there's ground down there.
But that's impossible. It's impossible to jump into the river from there.
What?
Don't get your panties all twisted up, Trite. Just relax and think through the whole thing again.
You should never listen to the inner demons, unless those demons are telling you to give Elliot a ponytail, which in that case you should totally listen to them. Oh, I don't listen to the inner demons. When they ask for souls, I just go 1 bagel. And if they ask for more souls, I go 2 bagel. And then the demons go, no! So it's impossible? Maya couldn't have thrown herself into the Eagle River? It's true.
Well, Mr. Wright, Ms. Hawthorne claims Ms. Fey threw herself into the river on the inner temple side. Do you have any evidence that refutes this claim?
Yeah, the map of Hazakura Temple. We have that. Here, look. Look at that. That's a long way to jump. Boink. It's impossible to jump into the Eagle River from the inner temple side. No one knows that better than this witness. What did you say?
11 years ago, you jumped into that very same river.
Just take a look at this overhead map. As you can see, below the cliff on the inner temple side is a big rock shelf.
Oh! Oh! You're right!
She wouldn't have reached the river if she had jumped from there. In other words, if she had jumped, we should be able to see her body in this photo. I have a joke to make, but I will be struck down for making it. Make it anyway! Make it in the Discord if you must. I have DMs for a reason. Sometimes there are jokes that you can't tell on Twitch, but they're funny and I want to hear them.
Ha! So you finally figured it out.
You! No!
Order! Order!
You're just playing with me. Maya Fey's body is at the bottom of the Eagle River. There's nowhere else it could possibly be hiding.
Miss Hawthorne, have you ever heard this one before? Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth.
Yes, just a few minutes ago. Ah, she's right. Maya Fey wasn't inside the sacred cavern. Ooh, that's a good fun builder man. We now know that she didn't throw herself into the Eagle River.
Correct. That eliminates all the most likely possibilities. Now, although it seems improbable, there's still one other place she could be. Ooh! What? What is this one possibility you're talking about?
That's an obvious bluff. So where is her dead body then? Chad, I've been granted a bowl of rice and also stuff. Oh, thank you. Oh, there's a bowl of rice and stuff. We love this for me. I'm not going to take a picture of it today, but it's really nice and very pretty. Yeah, that's true. That can't be made on stream, but I love it. Tell Val. Hero Complex fits in a GC. I'm sorry, chat. I know you're probably thinking, Fear, why won't you tell us? Too bad. Yay! Oh, what I bumped something. Finally, all the pieces are falling into place. Normally, the living have no way to punish the dead. But I think there is a way for us to give Dahlia Hawthorne the ultimate punishment. Shall I tell you, Miss Hawthorne? Shall I tell you where Maya is at this very instant? Maya Fey is in this very courtroom. There's only one possibility left. Namely, she's right here in this very courtroom. What?
Maya Fey is here? You say she's in my courtroom? Dahlia Hawthorne, I seem to recall that you said. I had misunderstood one thing, you see.
So what?
But I think there's one more thing you misunderstood.
What do you mean?
Tell me something. At this very moment, who is channeling Dahlia Hawthorne?
Why, that's obvious. It's Pearl Fey. That pathetic little sniveling runt.
You're wrong.
Oh! Hello! Welcome in. Thank you for the follow. You guys know the deal. My follows are all anonymous because I believe in lurkers' rights, but they still do the same thing for the channel. They still help us grow and they still do all that stuff where I get to do more of this, but more often, and it's great. Anyway, back to this.
Pearl's tried, but she couldn't do it.
Anyway, welcome in and thank you. I've never failed at channeling someone. This is the first time it's happened.
Isn't there any explanation for why you couldn't channel a spirit?
Well, it could happen if someone else was already channeling the same spirit. Someone called me before Pearl did? But who?
Mr. Phoenix Wright is here! Oh!
Welcome in! We're almost at the end of this case. Oh my gosh! Quick! Quick, hide your Edgeworths. Oh, don't worry, we might even get to the end of this case tonight. Gonna have a great time. All right, Dahlia, let's go. Give us an unfun fact. Ooh. So fun fact and unfun fact had to be split up because I used to just have facts that I would spit out. And apparently my definition of fun fact is very different than everyone else's definition of fun fact. So I made unfun facts so that you could request something that might be a little depressing or scary or gross or weird. Let's see. What have I got in the old fun fact drawer? Unfun fact drawer. Different drawer. What's in the old unfun fact drawer? Oh, I had something earlier today. It was really good. Oh, but I forgot it. I know. There is a type of mussel. Clam, bivalve, you guys know those guys. That catches fish. And I don't mean in a catches and eats them way. It is a parasite. It's a yes. There is a mussel that catches fish. It is a parasite. It catches a particular breed of fish whose name escapes me because I forgot it. And it plants its seeds, for lack of a better word, in the fish's gills. And when the fish dies, that provides a really good place for baby mussels to grow their very first shells, etc. And it also provides a really good, rich place for them to eat food and such. And it kills the fish. For reasons such as if you had spores in your lungs, you would probably not survive either. I get why it's called Unfun Fact. Yeah! We have fun facts for the ones that are optimistic or bright or colorful or otherwise cool. Well, that reminds me of colorful. You may all have a free fun fact because I remembered something about colorful. There is a color. There are some colors that humans can only see under very specific circumstances. And that is because those colors are caused by retina burn of other colors. By your brain trying to process retina burn. Retina burn is that thing where if you stare at a bright object too long and then you look away from it, you see like a little outline in inverted colors. The most famous of those colors is a color called phthalo blue. You can reproduce colors that are like phthalo blue. You can produce colors that are like phthalo blue, but you can't produce phthalo blue itself because that's caused by the retina burn of looking at a very particular shade of orange. And I think that's neat. There's also a dye in Guild Wars 2 called phthalo blue that is a pretty decent reproduction of it, but also, again, it can't necessarily be reproduced perfectly because it's a retina burn color. There are other retina burn colors. Ooh, a fun fact, but you all put points into. Oh! Speaking of retina burn colors, there's a very famous optical illusion where you look at an inverted set of colors and then look at a black and white picture, and for a split second, or maybe 2 or 3, it becomes colorful, which is a really cool thing. Because human eyes are really cool. They do some neat stuff. Speaking of neat stuff that human eyes do when they're trying to sort of rewrite what they're looking at, the other neat thing that they can do is see magic eye pictures. If you know how to see magic eye pictures, you can also instantly solve any spot the difference puzzle. All you have to do is the same technique of crossing your eyes but trying to keep them focused. And if you do it just right and line up both pictures, all the differences will light up. I say light up, but they all sort of pop out, I guess, like a magic eye picture does. Because that's how magic eye pictures work. There are slight differences and variations in the pattern that when you cross your eyes and sort of keep them focused, you see the thing. And it's neat. Octopus eyes do not work this way, as far as we know. Because octopus eyes, what humans do, it requires their brain to want to edit stuff in and out. And octopus eyes don't necessarily do that in the same way. Especially because human eyes, what you're doing when you focus on something that's close to you is you're sort of squishing your cornea and the lens in your eye. Okay. Chat? You're all good? Too much talk about eyes. Yeah, stream realized I was watching it. You're all good now, chat? Oh wow, it reconnected long enough for the stream to actually be interrupted properly. Okay, good. Sorry, chat. Normally stream is stable, but I don't know what happened there. We're all good now, though. Scuff makes the stream! Exactly, Scuff makes the stream. Tilapia. We love a good fish. Oh, right, where were we?
Someone called me before Pearl did? But who? Pearl's even tried again on the day of the crime, but she couldn't do it. What could that mean? I think the truth is becoming clearer to you right about now, am I correct?
T. Lapia. Yes. That sounds like the name of a fish character in like either a really funny 3D platformer, like in the style of Banjo-Kazooie or something like that. Or it sounds like a character in one of those like old picture books, like those old silly picture books. And yes, you should give Elliot piercings, 100%. He's a pizza shop guy. Gotta give him piercings. They all have piercings. They have piercings, they have those ear stretchers. Like, that's just pizza shop shenanigans.
It wasn't Pearls that channeled you. There was someone who called you before she could.
Maya Fey, I bet! Bang! That's the only place she could be.
This is an easy one. Pearls couldn't do it, and Misty Fey is gone. There's only one possibility left. Come on already, I can't stand the tension.
Snakebite! Snakebite piercings. The two little ones that go underneath your under the lip. In the little bump bits. I don't have them, but I think they look cool. Mostly because I'm an octopus. Where would you even put them? I know you know what a snakebite is. I'm telling chat. Of course you know what a snakebite is. You know Momo.
Come on already, I can't stand the tension. Dahlia Hawthorne. The person channeling you right now must be Maya Fey.
What? Oh, it's true, too.
But how could that be? Remember what this witness, Dahlia Hawthorne, said about her goal. She said that her goal was to kill Maya Fey. Yes, that's right. But if Maya channeled the spirit of someone that was trying to kill her... Ah. Well, Gramps, what would happen? Could it be? It looks like you finally understand, Your Honor.
Well, I don't. What are you going on about?
What I'm going on about is the reason Maya channeled you. And there's only one reason. To protect herself from you.
To protect herself? From me?
Yes. On the night of the crime, you were only interested in one thing. Killing Maya Fey.
Hey, Fier, this spider guy named Mr. Spider wanted me as a guest. Do I knock on his door?
Mr. Spider wants more.
That's what happens when you knock on his door. So you shouldn't. No, don't. Chat, that's a bad idea. The web's gonna eat you. I would miss you. I would miss you all. Get out of there. Don't be part of the web. Come with me to the alchemy dimension where fear can only go up.
The path to the inner temple was closed off and there was nowhere for her to run. So then the problem became, where would be the safest place to hide?
You mean that's when she channeled me?
All along you thought you had been channeled by Pearls. That's why it never occurred to you that Maya's hiding place was you.
No! Don't say that! You're saying that I was played for a fool by that little whelp? Maya Fey killed herself. Isn't it obvious? Yes, I wish to see your Elliot as well.
Sorry, but no. It would have been impossible for her to jump into the Eagle River. That was the only avenue of escape open to Maya. The only way that Maya could disappear from the inner temple.
I don't believe you. A stupid little girl like that, who has never been out in the real world. She could never have come up with a plan like that. Who could have even ever given her such a brilliant idea?
Well, me, of course.
Oh, me, of course. Mia! Mia Fey!
It's been a long time, Dahlia Hawthorne. So it's true. It was you.
Yes.
You're something else.
But what are you doing here?
That hair, it's Pearl's, right? Tell me something, Dahlia. I want you to think back to the night one more time. You had just cornered Maya at the Inner Temple Garden, and then, in the final moments of the fight, you lost consciousness.
I was stabbed by Maya Fey.
Actually, Maya lost consciousness at the same time as you. She did? Not terribly surprising, since she was about to be killed. When she woke up, she was in the training hall. That's when Maya decided she needed help, so she channeled me. She explained in a memo the situation she was in. She asked me what I thought she should do.
She did that? I can't believe it.
Of course, I didn't have all the details, but one thing was perfectly clear. And that was? I knew that you couldn't be allowed to wander free. Free? What do you mean? It was a race against time, so I wrote down 2 things that Maya had to do. Channel Dahlia Hawthorne as soon as possible, and lock herself in the Sacred Cavern until help arrived. So it was Maya who put the lock on there. Yes, but why did you order her to do those 2 things? If she hadn't done it, Dahlia Hawthorne would have been channeled by someone else. By one Pearl Fey. Pearls? Yes, Pearl didn't properly understand the plan, so all she was trying to do was follow her mother, Morgan Fey's instructions. If she had succeeded in channeling Dahlia Hawthorne's spirit, things would have turned out very badly, to put it mildly. So that's how it was. Dahlia Hawthorne would have used the body of Pearl Fey to kill Maya at all costs. Yes, it certainly sounds like that was the intent all along.
How dare you! I won't forget this.
Why not just admit it, Dahlia Hawthorne? Your little plan was nothing but a big failure. Yes, another failure to add to the pile of shame, wouldn't you say?
What do you mean by another?
Think about it, Dahlia. Remember all your past crimes? Not a single one of them was a success. They all ended in failure.
What? How dare you?
11 years ago. The fake kidnapping. Your very first crime. You got your hands on a $2 million diamond, but after Terry Falls escaped and went to meet with Valerie Hawthorne, the truth was exposed.
Shut your mouth! It wasn't my fault! It was because of that stupid oaf of a prisoner and that weakling of a policewoman.
And then, 1 year later, you tried to kill me. Well, I'm still alive, but you wound up killing someone else. As a result, you were sentenced to death. It's one stupid move after another for you, but it's no longer funny.
You wipe that smug, happy-go-lucky smile off your face!
And now this. You've messed up again. You let Maya Fey escape, even though she was right there in front of you.
Mia Fey! Mia Fey! Mia Fey! Mia Fey! You spinster! I was supposed to kill Maya Fey like I swore I would. And if only you hadn't gotten this spiky-haired jerk the guilty verdict, I wouldn't have been hanged to death.
True. But I think you finally understand, Dahlia Hawthorne. You will never defeat me.
What? What did you say?
Whether you're alive, dead, or somewhere in between, you will never defeat me. As long as I'm around, you're destined to lose for all of eternity. I remember what you said earlier in the trial. You said there was no way we could punish you, because you were already dead. What about it? Then you said, even when the body dies, the spirit, the ego, it lives on. Forever.
That's very true, Dahlia. And that's exactly the punishment you'll never be able to escape from. For all of eternity, you'll have to remain as Dahlia Hawthorne, a miserable, pathetic, weak creature who can never win at anything. And for you, there's no escape from that. No hope of freedom. Since the day you were executed, the narrow bridge that once stretched out in front of you has burnt to a crisp. Whoa! You were wrong! It can't be. How could I lose to the likes of you? It no longer matters. I don't care whether you win or lose anymore. The only thing I want is for you to come out of Maya's body right now. That's a lot of letters. It was a lot of letters. I'm not ready. Not ready to go. I don't feel bad for Dahlia. I do feel a little bad for her because there was a lot of problems here, but like... Maya's been channeling for days. Nick? Sis? Thwonk. Yeah, that sounds right. She must be so tired. Yeah, they even made a special sprite for that. For her falling, because it was important.
Now then, I assume you were the real Iris?
Yes. I was just rescued at the Sacred Cavern.
I must say, you and your twin sister are indeed identical from what I can see. In any case, it appears that everything has finally been cleared up. Mr. Godot, what happened to Dahlia Hawthorne? If you ask me, Your Honor, it looks like she went back to the hell she came from. Well, it seems that Misty Fey wasn't the only victim in this crime. Maya Fey as well as the young Pearl Fey. We're also victims of this wicked and selfish plan. Yes, Your Honor. The tragedy of Medium Valley has finally come to an end, it seems. It would be best for everyone if no further attempt was made to channel that spirit again. Your Honor? Yes, what is it?
About this whole spirit medium thing. It's almost weird how comfortable you seem to be with the concept now.
Well, to be frank, my younger brother is quite judgmental. He often criticizes me for not studying hard enough. That's why I made a concerted effort to study up on the Curian channeling technique. Hey, isn't that the New Year's issue of Occult? I've seen quite a few things in my many years on the bench, and in all that time I've finally learned this one thing. Each case is different and takes place in its own world, if you will. In order to fully understand that world, first we have to immerse ourselves in it completely. And that's where my brother and I used to differ.
I never thought of it that way. It's true, you did say it. And it is a twins situation. I like how this court is just absolutely bonkers. It is, but I love it.
At any rate, it's time to pass judgment in the case of the Iris of Hazakura Temple.
Godot?
You're a little too fast with that gavel, Your Honor. What do you mean by that, Mr. Godot?
This trial isn't over yet. That's what he means. What?
Trite. Remember what Miss Evil Spirit said in her testimony?
Huh? Dahlia's testimony. I caught up with her in front of that stone lantern. And then took out the dagger I got from the storeroom and... It's strange, but I don't have a clear memory of what happened after that. I think I was stabbed. Just as Dahlia Hawthorne was about to attack Maya, she was stabbed and killed by someone.
Yes, that's right. The person that was ultimately killed was the spirit medium that channeled Dahlia. Elise Denim. No, Misty Faye. But who killed her? We still don't know who did it. This isn't over? Your Honor, my client couldn't have done it. Well, unless you solve the case, then yeah, they did. That's the rules in this courtroom. Sure, they couldn't possibly have done it, but, well, have you considered, nuh-uh, they did.
I fit in perfectly here. Me too, I'm an octopus. Well, I'm gonna take the bows off again. I'm gonna take the bows off. Until Godot opens his mouth, probably. Stop saying yay! Going right back on.
We can't let her walk until there is evidence that proves her innocence.
No way. I know.
But this court isn't prepared for any further testimony. The prosecution is ready to call our final witness. Final witness? This one will clear up the whole mystery. The mystery of who killed Misty Faye. Indeed. Is it really all right, Mr. Prosecutor? Of course it's all right, Madame Attorney.
He didn't call her kitten. Good work, Godot.
Very well, then. Who is the final witness? Ah, isn't it obvious? There's one person who saw the whole event and will put the final dagger in this case. Someone who saw the murder take place? The very person who saw her mother killed in front of her own eyes. You mean... Maya? You can't. She can't testify after what she's just been through. We need to find out the truth. The prosecution calls Maya Fey to the witness stand.
Oh, not again. Maya, baby. Maya. Again.
Very well, but first we'll take a brief recess. We'll have to wait for Miss Fey to recover before summoning her. Once we receive the doctor's permission, we will proceed with the trial. Hey, trite. I've got something to say to you, so listen up. What is it? I don't think much of you as a lawyer. It's always the same with you. You somehow manage to just squeak by without even a faint understanding of the case. Some beautiful woman always seems to come dashing in at the last minute to save you.
You've got some nerve. Yeah, sometimes it's gumshoe.
But that's not gonna happen this time. This time, you're gonna have to do this by yourself. That's enough! The court is now in recess.
Oh, sorry, in recess. I'm truly sorry about everything. You were working so hard to defend me, but I was missing all day and we didn't even have a chance to talk.
She's right. When I met Iris at the training hall yesterday, they had already switched places, and Iris was inside the Sacred Cavern.
It's me, I did it. I just need to hold her like a plushie after all this. Yeah. I wanted to at least be in the defendant's box today to root you on.
Well, it wasn't your fault. You were locked up the whole time. There's something more important than that, though. I have to ask you. Why did you help your sister out as much as you did?
Huh?
If you had tried to get help at the Sacred Cavern yesterday, you wouldn't have spent an entire day locked up in there.
My sister. I felt sorry for her. She was abandoned by her mother and never got any love from her father either.
Yes, but it was the same for you too, wasn't it?
Yes, but at least I had Sister Bikini, who was like a mother to me. If only Dahlia had come with me to Hazakura Temple. I always loved her. Dahlia was always so smart, so strong. She never complained about a thing. That's why I promised her I would help her.
Are you talking about the fake kidnapping case 11 years ago?
Yes. I wanted to be useful to her in some way. But, as usual, I was too cowardly. At the last minute, I ran away. Because of that, Dahlia's half-sister Valerie ended up...
That was the case that wounded Mia so badly.
But things didn't end there, of course. Some people suspected that my sister was involved in the murder.
Some people? You must mean...
Yes, 2 defense lawyers, Mia Fey and Diego Armando. After poisoning Mr. Armando, who was getting too close to learning the truth, Dahlia even tried to kill the person who had unknowingly hid the poison for her. You.
That's right. Iris, there's one more thing I have to ask you.
Yes? What is it?
On the night of the murder, the person that cleaned up the corpse of the victim, Elise Denim, was it really you?
Yes, it was me. That night, after I rang the lights out bell, I went back to my room. At around 10:30, I received a call on my cell phone.
There's a problem. Come to the Inner Temple right away.
I got on the snowmobile and headed for the Inner Temple. But the path to the Inner Temple was cut off.
Oh, the path to the Inner Temple was cut off, right?
Exactly.
We can't just leave the body here. Alright, let's do this as you said.
It was me. I was the one who received her body. The murder weapon had been left in her body so she wouldn't bleed too much. The staff that Mystic Elise always held.
I knew it. So the actual murder weapon was this staff.
Yes, that's right. I brought the body back to Hazakura Temple in the snowmobile.
But why did you alter the body?
I didn't want anyone to know that the staff was the murder weapon. I didn't want to leave anything that would lead back to Misty Faye. So I dressed her in a robe and stabbed her with the Shichishido. I wiped the blood off the staff's blade and left it next to her on the ground.
Iris, just tell me one last thing. Tell me the name of the person that called your cell phone. The real killer.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I can't do it. I can't say who did it.
I see. Defendant!
Yes?
The judge is calling you. He wants you to see you in his chambers. He has some questions about Dahlia Hawthorne.
All right. Well then, I'll see you later. There's something I want to tell you later.
Oh, okay. Something she wants to tell me. Phoenix is clueless. So it's true. Iris cooperated with the real killer. Maybe even from the very beginning. Phoenix. Mia! How's Maya doing? Physically, I'm not worried. She'll recover completely. But emotionally, she's been hurt very badly by this case. I see. You don't mean... she's learned who Elise Denim really was? Yes. I went to the medical office and talked with her. I told her everything I knew. But why? Maya's stronger than you think. I knew she could take it. All of it. What do you mean by that? I want you to figure out that answer by yourself. The trial's about to restart. The real killer. Do you know who it is yet? Iris wouldn't tell me who called her, but still. I think that just maybe I know who it was. That night, the victim was killed in the garden of the Inner Temple, and the criminal wasn't just there by accident, which means that the killer knew of Dahlia's plan from the very beginning. And one more thing. The victim was moved to Hazakura Temple side by the pendulum. In other words, the criminal couldn't cross the bridge. That means they were stuck at the Inner Temple side for almost an entire day. Exactly. So the criminal was someone that wasn't in Hazakura Temple the following day.
Chad, I know who it is. Chad, I know who our Crimbobinal is. I know who the Crimbobinal is. Chat, do you know who the Crimbobinal is? That's as much help as I can give you. The rest of the battle is yours to win, or lose. Okay, I've got it. Thank you, Mia. Finally. It's almost time to bring this case to an end. What exactly did Maya see anyway? And who was it that actually killed Misty Faye? Whoever it was, I have to prove it. Me, all by myself. We're still not done! I know who the Crimbobinal is. I think it's clear and obvious. But, chat, you will find out who the Crimbobinal is next time! Because it is now closing time, and we hope you enjoyed your visit to the octopus enclosure. Oh no, it won't let me save. Never mind. Give me a second. Give me a second. Or wait, no, I just saved, didn't I? Chat, did I just save? I definitely did. It definitely gave me the little jingle, right? Okay, okay, this time for sure. It's now closing time, and we hope you enjoyed your visit to the octopus enclosure. Just in case. Oh yeah, I heard all the things. Okay, give me just a second here. Yeah, there we go. All right, we hydrate as chat demands. Scratchy, scratchy. Yeah. And a big stretch. Big stretch. And for body break. Oh. For body break. Oh, chat, I'm very eepy. But we're gonna do twists. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. We did it. Come on. We're going on an adventure. Where will we go? Who could it be? This streamer that I can see. We're gonna send you somewheres. You know who I haven't seen in a while? I haven't seen the fridge mold. She hasn't been here lately. Where will we go and visit? Who's playing what tonight? Oh, I know where we're going. We're gonna go see Fives. Bum, 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 bum. All right. That is it for tonight, everybody. I will see you all tomorrow when we play Guild Wars 2. And next week we are definitely finishing Phoenix Wright, unless I yap way too much. Okay, that's it, everybody. I will see you all tomorrow. Thanks for playing along with me.